dizziness or cervical vertigo, as it's also called, and what are the common activities that you should be avoiding if you have these conditions. So, as a busy executive mom, you're balancing your work, home, and it can leave you with a little time to manage your neck related or your cervicogenic headache and dizziness. And these are two conditions that are commonly found with a high stress lifestyle, especially if you have neck issues or cervical spine involvements. Now, these symptoms can make you feel disoriented, fatigued, and it is something that can lower your productivity at work, and basically it can affect your professional and personal life as well. Now, in today's video, let's discuss some activities and habits that can worsen the symptoms. Now, there can be some adjustments, some modifications that can be made to these habits to alleviate the episodes of cervicogenic dizziness or headache. So now, before we get into the topic for today, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and nerve pain despite low energy levels and mobby brain or lack of focus or brain fog. Now, I do so by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modification, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain journey and my adrenal fatigue journey. By adrenal fatigue, I mean low energy levels or lack of focus. And I mean, adrenal fatigue is really wide and you can have a variety of symptoms, but these are the main ones that I had when I suffered from adrenal fatigue. So I do all of this without taking away a big chunk of your time because, hey, we're moms, we're busy people, right? So let's get back into the topic for today. We are going to talk about some activities to avoid with cervicogenic headache and dizziness. So basically, some common mistakes that you can avoid. Now, the very first thing is posture. Now, this has become white noise because so many people talk about it, but it is very important to mind your neck posture. Now, if you are one of those, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, okay, stop looking down, look up, and this is where you place your monitor, etc. Although I do talk about it and it is very important, but let's talk about some of the common things that we do on an everyday or day-to-day basis. Now, if you are one of those who lie down in the couch with your neck sitting on the armrest area, now what happens is when you do that, your neck most of the times will get overly flexed because of that armrest being too high or because you've stacked too many pillows behind your head. Now, many of us are guilty of doing this on the couch or in the bed, especially at night when you're scrolling your phone, right? So once the kids are in bed, that's very, very tempting to do so. Now, these positions can put an undue strain on your cervical spine because you're not in neutral and you are flexed forward like this, right? And it can lead to irritation of the nerves and possible aggravation of your symptoms of dizziness or headache. And another one is holding your phone between your shoulder and your earlobe. So many of us have done this, especially when you are at work, you don't have your AirPods. Like I always use my AirPods. So when you're at work and you do this shrugging of the shoulder to hold the phone in between your ear and shoulder, not a good position because the moment you do this, all this area of your upper back, your neck, your shoulder, your scapular area, everything goes into a very stressful position. Basically, your muscles are not in neutral, they're not happy. So, of course, this is a position where your nerves can get irritated, giving rise to headache and or dizziness. Now, use a hands-free option, headsets, speakerphones if you don't have the headsets or AirPods. So you keep your neck in a relaxed neutral position, which means your chin, the middle of your chin here, is in line with your chest bone or your breastbone here, and that is a neutral position. Now, just a quick tip for you: if you were to make a fist and position the little finger here, so I'm not flat, but I'm tilting my fist in slightly outwards. When you do this, your lower part of your chin should be touching the top of your fingers. So I'm not digging in, I'm just lightly touching my chin here. This is a neutral position of your cervical spine. I know I said I'm not going to tell you that don't look down, but then if you are looking at your screen or your phone, try not to look down into your phone. Rather, lift your phone up to your eye level so that the top of your phone, do you see this is my horizontal gaze? The top of my phone is about 5 to 10 degrees below my horizontal gaze. So let me show you sideways because then otherwise I can't see you. So if this is the horizontal line from my eyes, my phone should be about 5 to 10 degrees. Do you see this finger here? This is horizontal and this is tilted down by 5 to 10 degrees. So the top of your screen, your book, your phone, whatever you're looking at, should be tilted 5 to 10 degrees below your horizontal gaze. All right, coming back. Repetitive movements of the neck. I know we're not talking about vertigo, but we're talking about cervicogenic dizziness. Usually, people say you should avoid repetitive head movements when you have vertigo because then you are irritating the crystals in the semicircular canal. Basically, there's a problem with your inner ears with vertigo, with regular vertigo. But even with cervicogenic vertigo or cervical vertigo, that is dizziness that's originating in your cervical spine. If you are one of those who work with, say, two monitors side by side, you do not want to keep repeatedly looking from one monitor to the other. If they're close enough, just use your eyes, the movement of your eyes, to be looking from one screen to the other. Or if you have one of those office chairs, just swivel them around from one side to another. This is also applicable if you take a lot of printouts, or you have, say, the printer sitting on one side and say your laptop or your screen is in front of you, and you have some other, say, fax machine. Well, nobody uses fax anymore, but you have some piece of machine, something on your desk that you need to access every time. So swirl your chair around to look at different ends of your desk if you need to, rather than doing this. This is also applicable if you're talking to somebody, say you're sitting in the front of the car, you're looking back. So instead of turning your neck around all the time or for a long period of time, turn in your seat and then look back at that person. So avoid that repetitive and those trained positions of the neck. That will definitely reduce the irritation that would otherwise happen to these nerves, irritation or compression, thus reducing your cervicogenic headache or dizziness. Now, there are quite a few things that you can do or you can modify or avoid if you want to avoid cervicogenic dizziness or headache. Of course, I cannot cover all of them in this video here, otherwise it'll be too long. So what I've done is I have written a blog on this topic. That blog also has a couple of other videos on your sitting posture. Yes, your sitting posture also will affect the way your neck is positioned, because your spine is like building blocks. So whatever is happening at the lumbar spine will affect the thoracic, will affect the cervical spine as well, and the other way around. That blog has a video on sitting posture. That blog also has free guide for you, which talks about desk-based exercises. So basically simple exercises that can be done under 2 to 3 minutes, starting from your cervical spine right down to your toes, because you don't want to be sitting in a static posture when you're trying to avoid cervicogenic dizziness and headache. I will not go into the details of that here, but have a look at that blog. I will leave a link in the description of this video. If you're watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you cannot find it on any of these platforms, please let me know, message me, and I'll send it across to you. Alrighty, I hope that was useful for you, and do read that blog. Many people have found those desk-based exercises very helpful, so have a look and see if it works for you, and let me know if it does. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.